Welcome, I'm Halcyon, and this is the Belief Buffet. And today I want to talk about a cosmic perspective. This is a tool that has been part of my toolbox for a very long time, many years. I know that because Facebook Memories popped it up as a memory. And I got to watch myself explain this idea to me and recognize, oh, right. This is a tool that's been in my toolbox, but I apparently misplaced it because I have been struggling lately with a little bit of pessimism, some despair, some feeling of hopelessness with humanity, with our culture, with the world. Now, I don't want to go deep dive into why, but I'll just hint at it. And the reasons are irrelevant. The point is feeling despair, feeling hopelessness. And when you look at the daily news and you get story after story of things that are frustrating, it's difficult to not fall into a place of hopelessness. Which is why the cosmic perspective helps so much. If you can pull out and stop looking at the day-to-day events of the culture and start to think about these terms and these ideas that we are taught about the stars, about the timelines of the universe. Like when you think about, if the existence of the universe was a year, second, then humans would come into existence 4 seconds before midnight. There's a great scientific perspective meme that I just saw that I'm just going to read because it really helped me. It said, "The last stars will die out 100 trillion years from now." Okay, so we know that our sun is going to grow to a point of engulfing our solar system far before that. But let's say we get off this planet and we get to someplace else. 120 trillion years from now, all of the stars will be gone. Followed by 10 to the 106 years of black holes. Just black holes. Condensed, that is like the universe starting with 1 second of stars. Big Bang. Everything that existed that we've been a part of, that whole year that we're only 4 seconds of, let's say that whole year is just a blip of sparks after the Big Bang, and then a billion years of just black holes. So as you are panicking and your stress levels are rising because you have something that you need to do before the weekend, or you are feeling guilt because you have not done something. You did not learn the instrument you said you were going to learn during the pandemic. You didn't lose the weight you wanted to. You haven't done XYZ. In the scheme of the universe, it doesn't matter. The only forces in the universe that really matter are so much bigger than us. So much bigger than all of humanity. The entire human existence all bottled up into one powerful, boom, shove against the flow of the universe is nothing. Now that can make you feel very small, and perhaps that can be a lonely or sad feeling, but it can also be so liberating. Oh, well then this doesn't really matter. My shoulders drop. Oh. And then you can look at your life, you can look at the world as not this place of panic, but as this thing to be experienced. And what we are to do here is to have an experience. without any judgment or weight on it, our life is not better if we build an empire. Our life is our experience. It is our classroom. It is our gym. And as we have this human lifetime that we're having, the world, in all of its craziness, is our gym. Our job is not to fix the world. Our job is to get stronger. Our job is to learn something. And part of that getting stronger and learning something is helping others and growing, loving more, fearing less, trusting this massive flow that's bigger than us. I'm not saying don't care, don't get engaged. I'm saying, yes, do what you can. You don't go into a gym and say, I can never lift all these weights. I'm never going to lift any of them. No. You go and you go, today I can't lift that, but I'm going to start with this. And that workout counts. Whatever you do, a 5-pound barbell, that's your workout. Boom, you win. You worked out. That's why we're here. And maybe over time, maybe you lift more. Maybe over time, people notice and they get inspired by your consistency. And then they start lifting. And I'm so grateful to Paul, who is a former student, a former participant in my Pink Path program. And we were talking today about this very idea. And he said, and maybe as you're working out, you inspire somebody who is strong enough in the future to lift weights that you never could. And so as we start to see within this meaninglessness, we create our meaning and we can find our classroom and learn, not from a perspective of I need to fix, I need to get to the end and solve, but I need to grow. For me, the cosmic perspective does that. It frees us from the overwhelming impossibility of making a difference. It's impossible. Let me phrase this, see if I can phrase this in a way that makes sense. You, in all of your power, will never build the biggest company, save the most starving people, build the largest weapon. You will never be able to impact the universe. However, every single thing you do does have an impact. And just letting yourself sink into that and go, okay, as I follow whatever my truth is, that's how I get in alignment with these massive forces of the universe. So I just do that. Every single thing I does is infused with love, with compassion. Maybe not every single thing, but the ones I can. And then I am learning, I am growing, I am building up my muscles. Not with an objective of getting anywhere, just that's what we do while we're on this crazy adventure. We connect with people, we grow our hearts. Because when we can pull back and look at the size of it all, everything we do becomes statistically nothing. Freedom. Liberation. Ram Dass, after a lecture that he gave in the late 60s, a time when there was other cultural civil unrest, somebody in the audience, after he gave a lecture, asked a question. They said, Ram Dass, what's going on? Like, what's happening in the world? Like, it's so crazy. Are we heading towards the age of Aquarius, or are we headed towards Armageddon? And Ram Dass said, I don't know. But I ask myself, if we're heading towards the age of Aquarius, if we're heading towards paradise, what would I do? I would quiet my mind. open my heart, and try to relieve suffering whenever I encountered it. Now, what would I do if we're heading towards Armageddon? I would quiet my mind, open my heart, and try to relieve suffering whenever I encountered it. So those are a few tools that I misplaced in my toolbox. But as the world is reminding me that without practice, the mind can take you to some pretty dark and scary places, these are a few tools: cosmic perspective, the words of Ram Dass, the idea of being in a gym and having an adventure, learning lessons. These little ideas, these little tools can help us to have the most beautiful human experiences possible, to shine our lights, to connect with others without attachment. We're so small. Thank you. I love you.